Hello Wolfpack, we're back here on Bitcoin today, and wow, we've seen some volatility in the last 6 days, especially the last 24 to 48 hours. It has been intense. We've actually come all the way down to 21k. For those of you who don't know, just get it off straight away off my chest here. I've been predicting this since 63k. I know it sounds ridiculous. Oh yeah, you sure you have, mate? Well, you can go back and check out my videos from that region. I was telling people to sell their assets to 66k, and by 60k I was saying it's a bear market and we're going to 24k. 24k was my original target for the bear market. I recently, about a month ago, said, hey, we probably could go a lot lower than that. And this is what we've kind of seen happen right now. But what we can say, and the most important part about this video, is the fact that we're testing the 200-week SMA right now. Okay, the 200-week SMA, what is that? Well, if we go to the 4-year cycle chart, actually, let's go to this chart here. This green line is the 200-week SMA. This is the entire price history of Bitcoin. What you'll notice is that we have never actually dropped below. Well, we've dropped below it in wicks, but we have never actually considerably dropped below and closed multiple candles below the 200-week SMA once in Bitcoin's history. Not once have we done that. And so right now, we are testing the area in which has been the macro bottom in the 3 previous drops. Okay, so in 2015, 2018, and in 2020, the 200-week SMA acted as support on all of those occasions. And so some would ask the question, well, you know, if it's acted as support on 3 occasions, and that is the macro bottom on 3 occasions, surely it would be the macro bottom again now. And to that, I would say I would have agreed with you. Okay, I would have agreed with you. Even up until a month ago, I would have agreed with you. But here's the thing. That doesn't necessarily need to be the case, right? And why is that? Well, first and foremost, we are in a recession on traditional markets. Now, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. Sorry for going a bit slow, but we are in a recession on the traditional markets. And I know that doesn't really make sense. We're in a bear market in traditional markets, I should say. If we go to the S&P 500, for example, and we actually bring it up correctly here in the weekly chart, we can see we had a massive correction on the S&P 500. I mean, this is stemming all the way from all the way up here in 4,800. This is a 22%, 23% correction. Huge correction for traditional markets. Now, what you'll notice though, and this is where it gets kind of bad, is that in the same period of time the S&P 500 has gone down, Bitcoin has gone down. And we do know, and this is just consolidating that fact, we do know there is a massive correlation between Bitcoin and the traditional markets. So if the traditional markets go down, Bitcoin goes down. That's not a surprise. We've known that for years at this point. And so, yeah, the SP's gone down. Bitcoin's gone down as well. Bitcoin's gone down because of the 4-year cycle theory predicting the top and the fact that it's just going down naturally with the S&P 500. But, you know, what we can say is that, well, if the S&P 500 goes down, Bitcoin goes down. Okay, and so how can we kind of predict in the future what's going to happen? Well, the thing is, and the reason why I'm not so confident in saying the 200-week SMA is the bottom is because I think the S&P 500 is going to go down further. Why is that? The S&P 500 only started going down when there was talks of interest rates hiking. Interest rates are currently at 1% in the USA. Okay, 1%. Very low in comparison to previous times in history. If we remove the 200 and the 300 here, we can see it clearly. These are the interest rate charts in the USA. You can see that back on the bond yields, which are very good at predicting where interest rates are going to go, we have actually seen the bond yields surpass the peak from October 2018. What does this tell us? It tells us that interest rates right now are so undervalued that they're probably valued even higher as per the market than 2.5% as per the bond yields. So interest rates by default are extremely undervalued and need to rise higher here. Right, that's not rocket science. We've talked about this before. You know, inflation's the highest rate in 80 years. So, of course, interest rates need to go higher than 1%. But the point of the matter is, as soon as interest rates started hiking and as soon as the government and the Federal Reserve started speaking about interest rates hiking, the S&P 500 started correcting. And assuming that this trend continues of interest rates hikes continuing, right, the S&P 500 is going to correct more and then Bitcoin is going to correct more. And so if Bitcoin is going to correct more based on the S&P 500 correcting more and Bitcoin right now is at its macro bottom, supposed macro bottom, then we can probably assume it's going to go below the macro bottom, right? So all of this is a very long way and a very disorientated way to say that Bitcoin is very unlikely to hold the 200-week SMA at this point by this current analysis. I do not think it will do that. Now, what I think can happen is we might see irrational dead cat bounces. We might see bounces up to 28k. I think the highest we can probably go for a bounce is 28.6k, because 28.6k was the support zone of his previous level, and so it would make sense to retest something like that. I think that is entirely possible. Alternatively, we could retest this yellow line. At some point, we're going to see a bounce, okay? But I don't think that bounce is going to be a bull market continuation bounce. I think that bounce is going to be there to scam a lot of people into losing a lot of money, as per the 4-year cycle theory, which is a date range trend that enabled me to predict the top in November. We should not be bottoming out on Bitcoin until Q4 this year. Q4 is 3.5 months away. We're at the 200-week SMA already. Now, the bottom, as per the 200-week SMA bottom predictors, should already be reached. However, we've still got 3.5 months, and we've still got 6 to 7 interest rate hikes to go. So does it really seem like the bottom's in? I don't think so, right? And so then you'd be asking the question, well, if the bottom's not in here, where is the bottom? Where is the logical bottom for Bitcoin? And to that, I would say I don't really know. Okay, I can't tell you where the bottom's going to be. I simply don't have enough data. It's guesswork, because the only thing we had, in my opinion, to predict the bottom with was the 200-week SMA. The 200-week SMA was the macro bottom predictor for Bitcoin. We bottomed out there 3 separate times over the course of history, right? So that was the only indication we had of where the bottom will be. And if we lose that, then it's very, very hard to predict where the bottom will be. But what I will say is that it seems to me that a likely bottom zone, taking into account the macro situation, would be 11.5k to 13.5k, which is a major historical support zone created during the 2017 bull market and the bear market that preceded that. So again, 11.5k to 13.5k, in my opinion, would be a likely bottom. I don't know if it's the most likely bottom. It would be a likely bottom. Alternatively, if you're a little bit more optimistic, you could say the 300-week SMA might be the bottom. And why is that? Well, in 2020, during the COVID drop, we wicked down and we actually bounced off the 300-week SMA. The 300-week SMA was the bottom in that occurrence. So who knows? Maybe the 300-week SMA at 16k, maybe 11.5k to 13k. The point is, we don't really know where the bottom is going to be, and there's no easy way to tell when it's going to be. But what we can say is that assuming Bitcoin has bottomed out just because it's touched the 200-week SMA, is basically assuming Bitcoin's going to depeg from the traditional markets, and that's a very big assumption to make, right? That's like saying, hey, Bitcoin's going to depeg now, it's going to do its own thing, all of a sudden, for no reason, right? What I would suggest, and the reason why the 4-year cycle makes sense to me, is that by Q4, by the time Bitcoin reaches its actual bottom as per the 4-year cycle, most or all of the interest rate hikes will be completed, and the traditional markets will have time to stabilize, and hence we can actually logically form a bottom on Bitcoin, as the traditional markets wouldn't be dragging us down by the boots, right? That's when I think we're going to be forming a bottom, in Q4. I stand by that, and I will stick by that until proven otherwise. And in my opinion, I don't think I'm going to be proven otherwise, but where would I be proven otherwise? Where would I have to admit that I'm wrong, right? Well, we can go ahead and bring that up right now. Now, this is pretty clear. I've said this over and over and over again for the entire kind of, I guess, lifespan of this channel and during the bear market, is that my macro invalidation point, and this is, again, I'm not making this up on the spot, this has been there for ages, my macro invalidation point is a break above the 50-week SMA. If we can break above the 50-week SMA, I'll admit the bull market's back on, right? That's basically it, because that has been the bull market indicator on every single occasion. Every single time we have broken above the 50-week SMA, sparing the COVID drop, because that wasn't meant to happen, that was a black swan event, we have entered a bull market on Bitcoin. The 50-week SMA is currently sitting up here at 43k, right? Don't worry, that might seem a bit high, but it's going to come down to the 30k level eventually, 35k level eventually. And then if we break above that, that's bull market confirmed, right? Until then, we're trying to find the macro bottom. Again, just to kind of go over what I've said in this video, because it's very, very important. I really want people to get it into their heads, right? It seems to me that we will be dropping below the 200-week SMA, right? Obviously, we need confirmation of that. It's a very strong support zone. Who knows? It seems to me that we'll drop below the 200-week SMA, okay? To predict that we bottom on the 200-week SMA is to predict that Bitcoin depegs from the traditional markets, which doesn't seem logical to me. For that reason, I think we'll drop below it. And for that reason, the traditional markets reason, I think we'll bottom out on Bitcoin in Q4, not anytime soon, right? 3.5 months to 5 months, I think we'll be bottoming out on Bitcoin. October to December, I think we'll be bottoming out on Bitcoin. I think right now it's too early. I think we've just seen a drop. I think people need to remember that we don't usually see V-shaped recoveries in a bear market. We see long, drawn-out accumulations and then a spike up in the bull market. Long, drawn-out accumulation, a spike up in the bull market. We don't see, oh yeah, we bottom out for 2 days and then we're back at 50k within a week. It's not how it works, right? that's not how money gets flowed out of the market. Think about all the people, for example, all the people who've lost a bunch of money in the last 2 days. A shit ton of money, right? Do you think they're going to jump back into Bitcoin as soon as Bitcoin shows signs of recovery? No, they're scarred. It's going to take them years to recover. They hate cryptocurrency now, right? That's why we don't see V-shaped recoveries. We see people losing a massive amount of confidence in the bear market over a long period of time, regaining the confidence slowly, and finally during the bull market 4 years later, they jump back in, lose all the money again, and it repeats. Slowly losing money, slowly regaining confidence, and then bang, right? That's how it works, right? It's all slow macro movements. So to assume, and to be one of those people who says, oh, we've reached for 200-week SMA, I've got to buy Bitcoin now. It's like, man, you really don't understand how a bear market works. It's not like that. It's not a V-shaped recovery. It's a long, drawn-out process. And to be honest, I don't necessarily see us holding the 200-week SMA in this bear market. I don't know many respected analysts who do. Now, that's not to say it's not a major support zone. For God's sake, yeah, it's a major support zone. I mean, we've never actually closed, convincingly below it. It's a major support zone for sure. But given the macro situation, it doesn't seem to me that it's going to hold. We're just going to have to wait and see. Now, looking at total cryptocurrency market cap, for example, we're dropping down to our target quite nicely. Our target there was 760 billion. We're heading straight towards that. I see no reason why we won't reach that. And Ethereum, our target was $980, somewhere around there. And yeah, again, we're heading towards that. I see no reason why we won't reach that. Now, interest rates. This is interesting. Interest rates are releasing. Not releasing, that's not the right word, but they're being announced as to whether they're raising interest rates or not in a matter of 2 days here. So literally 48 hours away until that happens. And according to investing.com, again, I'm not going to go out here and tell you I know how to predict how much interest rates are going to go up. That's ridiculous. Investing.com, it says it's going to go up 50 basis points. And these guys have been correct for the past 3 years straight. They haven't been wrong once. So I'm going to go with them. 50 basis point hike, probably drag down the market a little more. Might see some irrational price action in the next few days. The most important piece of advice I can give you right now, guys, just in general, is if we see some random pump back up to 28k, don't get scared. Don't be like, oh no, I missed out on the bottom. That's not really how it works. We've dropped so far down in such a short period of time that it really would not be irrational for us to see a massive pump of some sort. Just know that until we reach invalidation points like the 50-week SMA, it's still very much a bear market. And this is what I've been saying since November, right? In fact, in November, when I first said it was a bear market, I said, okay, I think we're in a bear market. We need to lose the 50-week SMA for confirmation that we are in a bear market. We lost the 50-week SMA. I confirm we're in a bear market. I said, we're probably going to retest it at some point. Unless we break above it, don't get bullish, right? We came up, retested it, we didn't break above it, and we dropped down. Okay, so I'm saying it again. Please listen this time, because a lot of people did not. I'm saying it again. Unless we break above the 50-week SMA, don't get bullish. Until that point, we need to be hunting for the macro bottom, and we need to find it to the best of our ability. In my opinion, it's going to be lower than 200-week SMA. Let's see what happens. Before I end the video, I want to talk about the Crypto Academy. If you want to learn how to become a trader like myself, if you want to learn how to do TA like myself and predict tops and predict bottoms like myself, you're going to have to check out the Become a Trader 10-unit course. My friend and fellow analyst, Megawar Crypto, who's also been bearish in the market since around 60k, somewhere around there, we have made this course together over the course of the year. 10 units, bullish candlestick formations, bearish candlestick formations, market patterns, indicators, the basics of TA, how a market works, risk management, everything you need to know is in this course. Go ahead and check us an email here at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com if you want to learn TA. Moving forward, Wolves of Crypto VIP, go to my channel homepage, click the join button, and you can gain access to Altcoin Trading Signals, Prioritized Reply to Comments, a 2-hour video on market psychology, and a weekly newsletter on the market, as well as badges and emojis for just $28 USD a month. An absolute bargain. We've made some insane profits on WOC VIP on this drop down from doing short positions. I think over 250% profit in the last 48 hours. Insane profit, life-changing for some people who put a large amount of money in that. So go ahead and check out WOC VIP. Considering the price and considering how much money you can make back on trades, it's really chump change at that point. Support the channel, go ahead and join up there. Moving forward, BitGet Exchange. It's the exchange we use to make that profit through Wolves Crypto VIP on the YouTube channel. We use this for futures. We don't necessarily use it for spot too much, but some people do. I use Binance for spot, but this is a great futures exchange. In fact, it's my favorite futures exchange because of non-KYC, right? Binance doesn't even offer futures to Australian citizens. BitGet does because of non-KYC. Also, it has lower fees than Binance, and during periods of high volatility, it is very common for exchanges to have scam wicks, right? That don't actually occur, but on the exchange it occurs and they liquidate you. That doesn't happen on BitGet. They've got systems in place to prevent that, and so it makes the perfect leverage trading exchange. Go ahead and check out BitGet. Go ahead and check out Wolves Crypto VIP. Go ahead and check out the Crypto Academy. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.